The sterile white of the medical bay hurt Callus's eyes as consciousness slowly returned to her. Her body felt heavy, disconnected, as if she were floating in something thick and warm. Pain radiated from her left side, a dull, persistent throb that spoke of serious injury and equally serious medication working to suppress it. She tried to move her head, and that's when she heard it. The sound of synchronized breathing. Dozens of beings, standing perfectly still. Callus forced her eyes to focus, blinking away the fog of drugs and trauma. What she saw made her wonder if she was still unconscious, trapped in some fever dream brought on by blood loss and shock. An entire platoon stood in formation around her bed. Not human. The Kvalri, the species the galaxy had dismissively nicknamed the Cubs for their small stature and soft, furred faces that seemed perpetually young. 47 of them, standing at perfect attention, their cream and amber fur immaculate in pressed uniforms, weapons held at parade rest. At the foot of her bed stood Rinner, the cub leader she'd pulled from the burning wreckage 3 days ago. Or was it 3 days? Time had become meaningless in that moment when she'd made her choice. "Water!" Callus croaked, her voice like gravel. Instantly, the formation broke. A medic rushed forward with a cup, guiding the straw to her lips with gentle pause. The cool liquid was paradise. "Commander Callus." Rinner's voice was soft, musical. The Kvalri always sounded like they were on the verge of song. "You are awake. This brings great joy to the platoon." "What? What are you all doing here?" Callus managed. Her memories were returning now, fragmented and sharp. The ambush on Theta 7, the plasma fire, the Xenorth war machines tearing through their defensive line like it was paper, and the Gwalri scout ship, caught in the crossfire, spiraling toward the ground in flames. "We are standing guard," Rinner said simply, "as is proper, as is required by the ancient laws of the Kvalri." Callus tried to sit up, but firm paws, surprisingly strong for their size, pressed her back down. "I don't understand." "The battle is won," Rinner interrupted gently. 3 days have passed since you pulled 17 of my warriors from fire and death. Since you stood between the Xenoreth and our broken vessel. Since you held the line alone while we evacuated our wounded. The memories came flooding back now. The heat, the screaming. Her armor's warnings blaring as she'd ripped through the scout ship's buckled hull with her bare hands, hauling out cub after cub while plasma bolts turned the ground around her into molten glass. Her own squad screaming at her through coms to fall back, that it was suicide, that the cubs weren't worth it. She'd ignored them, because that was what humans did. They held the line. They didn't leave people behind. "I was just doing my job," Callus said, though even to her own ears it sounded weak. Rinner's large amber eyes fixed on her with an intensity that belied his species' gentle reputation. "The galaxy believes we are weak. They call us cubs, as if we are children playing at war. They laugh when the Kvalri join battles. They say we hide behind others." He stepped closer, and now Callus could see the scars on his muzzle, the gray that flecked his fur despite his youth. This was no child, none of them were. "But our species is ancient, Commander. We remember. We remember when honor meant something. When debts were sacred. When a life saved demanded a life sworn in return. Rinner, you don't owe me." "Silence." The word cracked through the medical bay like a whip. The cub leader's ears were flat against his skull, his teeth bared. It was the first time Callus had ever seen one of the Gwalri look dangerous. The platoon shifted as one, their formation tightening. In unison, they struck their chests with closed paws once, twice, 3 times. The sound echoed like thunder. "You do not understand what you have done," Rinner continued, his voice trembling with emotion. "The galaxy sees us as weak because we choose mercy when possible. We choose peace when offered. We choose life over death. But this does not mean we do not understand war. This does not mean we do not understand sacrifice." He gestured to the soldiers around him. 17 warriors. 17 lives that would have been ash and memory. "You saved us, Commander Callus. You saved us when your own people told you to retreat. You saved us when the probability of survival was less than 3%. You saved us because you are human, and humans do not calculate the worth of a life based on species or strategic value." Callus felt tears burning at the corners of her eyes. "I couldn't just leave you." "No," Rinner agreed softly, "you could not. And that is why we stand here now. That is why the Kvalri High Command has invoked the Oath of Starfire, an honor not granted in 300 years. That is why I have resigned my command in the Kvalri Defense Force." "What?" Why? Rinner reached to his belt and removed something, a crystalline medallion that seemed to hold light within its depths. Swirling with colors Callus had no names for. The Oath of Starfire. The highest honor my people can bestow. It means that you are Kowalri now, in all ways that matter. It means that every warrior in this room has sworn their lives to your service. It means that I, Rinner, formerly of the Kowalri Defense Force, am now Rinner of the House of Callus, your second in command, your shield, your blade. I don't want— What you want is irrelevant, Rinner said, but his tone was gentle now. You have already paid the price. You have already made the choice. Now we make ours. He placed the medallion on her chest, and Callus felt warmth spread from it, sinking into her skin, into her bones. The platoon moved as one, kneeling in perfect synchronization. We are the Platoon of Starfire, Rinner announced. We are sworn to Commander Callus of Earth, who stood when others fled, who saved when others calculated, who proved that humanity understands what the galaxy has forgotten, that honor is not measured in victory, but in the willingness to pay any price for those who fight beside you. Callus looked at the kneeling warriors, at Rinner's unwavering gaze, at the medallion that pulsed against her chest like a second heartbeat. She thought about refusing. About explaining that she didn't deserve this, that she'd just been doing what any decent person would do. But she saw something in their eyes, and Rinner's especially. Not worship. Not blind devotion. Recognition. They saw in her what she'd seen in them when she'd charged into that burning wreckage. Someone worth saving. Someone worth fighting for. Someone worth dying beside. Get up, Callus said finally, her voice stronger now. All of you, get up. If we're doing this, we're doing it as equals. No one kneels. Not to me. Not to anyone. Rinner's expression cracked into something that might have been a smile. As you command, Callus of Earth. As you command. The platoon rose as one, and Callus knew with a certainty that transcended logic or reason that her war had just changed forever. The galaxy called them cubs. Let them. They would learn.